Yo, what's going on, people? Dreams and day jobs. I'm one of your hosts, Travis, with my guy right here.
You already know, it's Jeff, co-host Dreams and Day Jobs podcast. If you're new here, welcome. Episode 30.
Welcome.
30 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Pushing that consistency.
Yeah, dude.
With minimal results, but we still here.
Big results, man. Massive results.
3 weeks in a row.
Massive results, bro. What you talking about? We almost had 1,000 subscribers. Talked to a lot of people through it. I mean, that's a lot of people. 881 people. Like, if you sold out a show, it's a lot of people. I think it kind of ties into the topic.
Throw the topic at me.
Instant gratification. I want to talk about instant gratification today. Mainly because I think everyone deals with it, and I think it's not necessarily
dealing with wanting instant gratification.
Yeah, dealing with wanting instant gratification, or even just dealing with it, because sometimes you could still be knowledgeable that you know it's going to take some time, but you have those moments of instant gratification, and it's really nice to be able to pull yourself back down to reality, to understand, listen, this is a long haul.
Yeah.
You know, you're just feeling a little emotional today, but stay the course. So let's talk about it. Let's talk this through, guys. Let's talk this through. One sip away from breaking this down. All right. Well, I'm going to put it on you right now. So in the moments that you are feeling instant gratification, because realistically it doesn't exist. I don't think it exists in the realm of reaching goals, doing new things, achieving milestones in your life. Instant gratification, it just doesn't exist, but we like to think it does. We like to think that just because I've been at something for a week or a month, I should be seeing this type of result. And since you don't see that this type of result, a lot of people quit. So what do you think makes us feel that we want instant gratification? Where do we get that from?
Well, I think we get it just because we. It's like I know
It's
what I
not
want to
an
say. I'm
easy
trying to. No, it's
question.
not. It's not. It's like I know what I want to say, but I'm trying to figure out how to say it. I think that's just. I think that's just like something that's like innate and like normal for a human being, at least in this day and age. Maybe like people weren't talking about instant gratification like hundreds of years ago.
No.
You know, maybe they were, but like I know, I think it's more so like ingrained in us now, like just the world we live in, the culture, just like what we're surrounded by. That it's, you know, I think that has a huge thing to do with it. You know,
Definitely. It's not an easy question. It's like, well, why do I feel like that? And I'm with you on that, because I think it's like childish tendencies, you know, like when you're a kid, you had these moments. If you had a good childhood, not everybody does, but generally people who take care of their kids, you know, you do a little something, you get something, and it may be a fast thing. And then you grow old and you're like, oh, this took a little bit more time. And now we got, like, you see like the get rich quick stuff all the time. Do this and make $100 a day. And it's like 90% of the time that stuff is not true. Yeah. You have to implement a lot of stuff to make that $100 a day. You know?
Yeah, a lot of things take work, which is why a lot of times people don't have what they want or are successful or don't hit goals. Dude, I'm so guilty of that. I'm not like sitting here being like, you know, I'm 100% guilty of that, you know?
I think everybody is.
But back to when I said 100 years ago, instantly I just thought like, well, maybe it did exist. Like, think about like when there's like a little boy, like learning how to, like back in the day, like when he's like learning how to hunt from his dad and like seeing his dad hunt and kill something. And he like wants to do it and learn how to do it, but like he can't even hold the bow and arrow, or he can't even shoot the whatever, like he's having trouble, and he's got terrible aim, or he doesn't know how to be quiet and you know what I mean? So it's like he wants to probably, you know, maybe he looks up to his dad and he's like, oh, I want to know how to hunt, but it takes time, it takes years, and then as he gets older, he learns how to do it. So it's just so you know, maybe I guess I take back what I said, instant gratification. I guess probably did exist hundreds of years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the sense of even when you're explaining that, that sounds like you have to learn all these things. Then you have to like do it successfully a bunch of times to then where you can get to a point where you can actively go out and hunt and come back with something. And even some days you're still not going to come back with food, you know, like they weren't eating all the time, you know, so even then it's like it just doesn't exist. And why I thought of the topic is just because
You going
for
through that
one,
now?
no, I mean, like, I go through it all the time. Like, I go through it all the time. There's moments where I'm like, oh, I should be here, but I'm like, dude, you're not there because you did not put the system in play to do that. You're not there because you were not at this point. You know, so I constantly ground myself with it, but I constantly battle with it. So it's interesting. And I just like had thought about it and I was like, man, it's wild how you just feel like you deserve it. Like you have the mindset and as we talked about it before, when you tell people your goals, when you even think about them and talk to yourself out loud about them, it makes you have a feeling of doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, and I'm very mental. So I'm completely in my head about stuff and I'm feeling accomplishing. And then a day goes by and I didn't check these boxes of these things I needed to do towards that. And now I'm like, man, like, feel, you know, like it's such an, like like carnal action almost, you know, you just feel so deserving of these things when you haven't done them,
What
you
do you
know?
feel like what do you feel the most like what do you feel what makes you feel like that the most when you say these things or
I
like
mean,
what
kind
do
of,
you, I don't know.
I have to say be in the realms of everything. So with real estate, with music, with, you know, anything online, all that type of stuff, you know, cause like I do a lot of planning and then I'm in the process of executing some things. And yeah, you just feel it. You feel unsatisfied and you feel like you deserve more. And yet you haven't done the steps. So it just made me think of instant gratification. Oh, you did a little bit. Now you think you're like, you know, you got, you know, and I constantly like battle with myself like that, you know,
Yeah.
and but then also like I'll go out in the world and I just listen to people talk and I hear them talk and I'm like, based on how you're talking to me, maybe they are, but it doesn't sound like they're talking themselves out of it. They really believe that they deserve that, you know? And it just is like, to me, it's just like wild and dangerous. And I think it's something you got to be aware of and try to stay away from and keep grounding yourself and understand that everything you do is going to be a marathon race. It's not something short,
Yeah.
you know?
Um, Alex Hormozy says something along the lines of like, if you know, you have to be able to, he says something along the lines of like, I was a, you know, he was able to continuously do the same things over and over and over without knowing that he wasn't going to see results for, he's like, if you can do something for a year nonstop, knowing you're not going to see any results, if and then you're good. And if
Yeah.
you could do something for 5 years over and over and know you're not going to see any results, and then if you could do something for 10 years knowing that, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
Unbreakable.
exactly.
Unbreakable. Unbreakable.
But that is like a small percentage of people,
I
you
think,
know.
I
And
mean,
I'm not even saying I'm in that percent. Like I said, dude, I don't. You know, that's why like always at the end of the week when we come here and shoot this, it's like, you know, gives me that like, okay, we're in it together. It's just another week, another
yeah,
week, another week, another week, another week, you
yeah,
know.
yep.
But But yeah, dude,
Building.
instant gratification. I mean, that's such a prevalent topic. It's something that people go through all the
Like
time, dude.
all the
You know,
time.
I'm in it right now. My job, dude. You know, it's like, you know, cutting hair. It's like I want to be nasty at it. Like I want to be confident at it. I want to be able to have fun and
Yeah,
do different things and make money and just and really have fun with it. And the only way to really have fun with it is to be confident in it. And the only way to
yeah.
be confident is to
Be in it.
get good at it. And the only way to get good at it is to do it over and over and over. And you have to make mistakes and you have to be nervous and you have to fuck up and you have to learn and you have to fuck up again and you have to learn. And it's like, you know, so it's, you know, and it's like, damn, I said, why aren't, you know, how could I expect to be a 6-figure hairstylist, confident, doing all these things when like I haven't put the time in compared to like everybody I work with is like, you know, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 15, 20, 25, 30 years of experience. It's like, damn, okay, you know?
Yeah. As you're saying this, it makes me think of what's the schedule of the person that you're trying to be. Because that's really, I think that's one way to fight against instant gratification. Like when you're in the constant routine of who you are becoming, because it's constant levels. Like you said, like, 1 year of cutting is different than two is different than four. And when you're talking about business, if you're trying to always scale and not stay the same, you're constantly learning, failing, planning, fixing, implementing, taking action, doing it. And it's like this constant, it never stops if you're trying to become your best.
Yeah.
There's just no ending, which kind of makes life very, fun, in my opinion. Like, you never really get complacent if you have that nature, especially now for people who, like, we're talking about, and, anybody who tunes in the show could be, maybe someone who's just very happy with their day job and trying to climb the corporate ladder, or someone who is not happy with their day job and wants to get into a dream job, and they need to be that dream person to become that person, but still work the day job. So it's just so nice to hear that being your best at any level is constant improvement. It's just constant. Like, unless you choose to be the same and not grow anymore, and you're like, I'm good.
Well, I think the hardest thing is too, like when you're trying to, I mean, progress is really like the goal, right? So like even if you don't hit, like, even if you're not at your destination as quick as you want, like just a little bit of progress helps keep you going. But like sometimes it's hard when you don't see, it's hard to keep going when like you haven't seen that progress yet. You know what I mean? It's like jumping on a diet and hitting the gym, like other than like, I mean, there's such thing as like beginner gains or whatever. Like you might see some gains when you hit it hard in the beginning, but like a lot of times, man, you know, when it comes to fitness, like you start lifting, you start eating like different foods to try to be healthy and get more fit or get a better body. It's like, you know, you do it for a couple of days, you're like, oh, where's the results? A week, where's the result? Oh, 2 weeks, you know what I mean? You still don't really look like how you want to look, even a month or 6 months. Maybe you start to see, maybe if you're like super diligent, you start to see some results, but like, you're like, damn, like it's a lifelong process, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
when are the abs coming in,
so it's,
right?
I think, but when you start to see those results, it's like, okay, you know,
it's a lot easier to not go back the way you were because you saw how long it took you to get there.
So for instance, like a good example for me, like I've been training for a long time, you know, and I've been doing like, you know, living like that, you know, eating and training like that, like bodybuilder type style. You know what I mean? 5 meals a day, regimented.
Yeah. Very.
But lately I've been,
my guy's on point, man. I'm telling you.
Not all the time, dude. You know what I mean?
Don't let him
no, not all the time, dude.
He slips up, but dude,
I allow myself to.
You're on it, bro. You pack your foods every day. You weigh your food
I do.
every
That's
day.
true.
You drink your water.
It is true. I do.
You go to the gym every day. Like, dude. You're talking, your cheat days are like very far from few.
Yeah, but well, and that comes with like the time and the reps, and that's like what we're talking about. It's like, but like even now, like, so I've been like probably like 3 weeks. I never was really super diligent with like doing cardio and building like my endurance. And like a couple, you know, probably like 8 to like 10 weeks ago, like I was like training legs every Sunday, and I was like dying, dude. Couldn't make it through the workout. My body was just getting, like, I was so tired and like I was like, dude, something's wrong. But I've been, you know, I've been doing the Stairmaster for an hour a day. I do 30 minutes in the morning on an empty stomach and 30 minutes after.
How fast is the speed you go?
I do the first 5 minutes.
You say it's
of
like
each 30.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. 2. So like at the I do 2 30-minute sessions. At each 30-minute session, the first 5 minutes I'll do like level 5. The second 5 minutes I do level 6, and then the last 20 minutes I do level 7.
Out of 10, right? I think it's 10.
Yeah, out of 10. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that like it's hard, dude, and it's for someone like me who's not used to for someone who does cardio, like, you know, you get used to it, whatever. But like for me in the beginning, I was like, damn, huffing and puffing, this is hard. But I've been doing it, and all of a sudden, like the past 2 weeks, like when I was training legs, I see significant results in like my endurance, my breathing, my strength, the feeling in my legs from doing that every single day. And it's helped me progress in other areas. So now that I can physically see those results, I'm like, damn, like it's been paying off, and it makes me want to keep doing it. Someone comes in, they want like, I nailed this haircut. It looks good. She's happy. It looks good. I'm feeling myself because she feels good. So I feel good. And I'm like, because I've been doing it, all of a sudden you start to see the results of like, I'm getting better at this thing. I'm improving at this thing. So when you don't have those feelings of the results, it's harder to stick with it.
True.
So you have to be able to, we're all a work in progress, dude.
Yeah.
You have to be able to, and when I say you have to be able to, people, me, have to be able to stick to like the thing without seeing the results.
True. And I know that could be kind of daunting to hear, like, man, like I got to stick through it and not get anything out of it. But one thing that you could definitely get out of it is every day that you accomplish that thing that you are technically not seeing any of the physical gains, you would say. Like, I like the working out example. Like, hey, if you did 7 days of clean eating and workout and cardio and that was your goal, you're obviously not going to get a six pack after that. You're not going to happen. But you should be proud of yourself for that. And that's one thing that you can count is that mental fortitude that you're building up. You're like, wow, I did that for 7 days. Like, all right, another 7 weeks. Here we go. So you could at least count that for yourself, like don't shake that off. Cause I know that's a good point. When a lot of things that you do when you first start, you don't get anything from it. Even anything besides working out, you can think about it like playing piano or something. You're going to suck for a week for sure. Like, no doubt. But like, you should be happy and see little incremental steps that you did better. But even if you didn't even get better and you still suck the same, you'd be like, yo, I still did it for a week in practice. So in another 2 weeks, I'm definitely going to be better,
And like I said, it's hard to enjoy anything when you suck at it. Like, and I'll admit this, no joke, dude. When I first started like trying to like cut hair and be a hairstylist, like I literally used this doesn't make me happy, I'm not passionate about it, as an excuse because I wasn't good enough. I didn't have the experience for myself to, I didn't have the experience to feel good about it because I didn't have the experience. So I didn't have the confidence because I didn't have the experience, and I used that and I scared myself out of doing it. So you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
so
like what you were talking about.
Yeah, so like
not getting the results.
I scared myself out of trying to excel in the career at the time.
Yeah.
I am now, but at the time I scared myself out of it because I used I'm not passionate about it as an excuse. But really,
you are passionate.
I was scared to fail and wanted to shy away from it because I didn't have the experience yet. I didn't just throw myself into it. Now I've thrown myself into it and I've kind of gone through these little hiccups and these nervous, the points of nervousness and I make a mistake and I'm hesitant and I should have done this, but you go through those things to build the confidence. And now all of a sudden, as I'm starting to see that like, okay, that wasn't so bad. I'm getting a little better.
Yeah.
Then that confidence comes. Then you could start to like it. Now I start to like it. Like when I'm doing something and something comes out good, I'm like, yo, I nailed that. Like that. That could have been a little better, but next time it's like, so it's like, you can't let yourself get scared out of trying something, which I had done.
Yeah.
And I did it kind of at a later age too. So it's like now I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, all right, dude, like I want to see, you got to see things through and not let shit scare you, dude. And I still struggle with that stuff.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But like you said, like just jumping in, just jump into the deep end, and you'll figure out how to swim. Like you will. You will fail.
I'm sure you were nervous with doing your first real estate thing. Like, yo, I really got to do this. Yeah.
Still am. I just had a couple of buyer situations happen, and like I just had to like crash course because like there's no I signed up and I didn't plan on having a coach, didn't plan on joining a team, was like, listen, I'm just going to utilize my tools at the brokerage. I'm going to utilize my manager, my admin, people who've been in real estate for a long time, willing to help me. And they do.
Yeah.
But like, there's sometimes that they're not around. Like, these deals happen on Saturdays. I'm not able to get these certain answers. And I'm utilizing other resources and stuff like that. I'm figuring out the answer. I'm following up, trying to just stay organized where I'm like, yo, listen, if I truly don't know, I'll just say I don't know. I have no problem saying that. But thank God, like, you know, it really helps me. And this is not something you can do all the time. Like, well, that too, but like, it's kind of a little hard to do that. Like, you could do that for general stuff. Like, I had a problem with, there was on the deal that we had this past week that went through. There was something on the, she explained it a way that I just didn't understand. She said, oh, there's temporary jacks on the ledger board under the flooring in the bedroom. So I'm like, all right, so
Say that in English.
To me, I'm thinking foundational, like, or, you know, like, look, a house is just wood, stone, piping. Like, there ain't much to it. You know what I'm saying? It's a box put together, you know, really. But I'm thinking, okay, this has to be a piece of board connected to the foundation supporting the floor. So they're sinking. I said, oh, you notice some sinking and stuff? He's like, yeah, it's da-da-da. So I went ChatGPT, and meanwhile, I record conversations. Like, if I go and call my admin about something, she throws a lot at me.
Smart.
I can't go and write that stuff down. So I just record it.
Smart.
And I go back, I listen to it, I'm like, boom, got
I
it.
wonder how many people do that.
There are, I record that whole transaction. I did 2 transactions, with, you know, over this past like week and a half it's been. One of them fell through, one of them didn't. But I recorded all of them. I recorded everything, you know, not cause just stuff I didn't know, but also cause like you do a lot of back and forth. Like, you answer a question, you go back. You answer a question, you get back. You get an answer, you get back. So you have all these things, unless you're like making a spreadsheet, typing it all out, which I have done, but I'd just rather call them back and answer the questions right there. Boom, you got it, you know, and it just keeps me organized. But now that the deal's over, I got to go back. I'll keep those things in files. But it helped me tremendously to, definitely. I used ChatGPT about the floorboard situation. I asked exactly what she said in it. It's like, oh, it's a support beam, da-da-da. I'm like, okay, perfect. Now I understand, you know, cause I've gone on YouTube and watched people make a house from start to finish. Hour-and-a-half video from start to finish. Everything that they need to do, from permitting, everything. Just watch it, you know, in Connecticut, you know, in Jacksonville. Like, I just watch them, you know, cause, you know, you gotta learn. But yeah, definitely, man. Like, you know, I don't know, kind of lost my train of thought there when I was talking about that. But yeah, definitely was super nervous about it. But it's just not enough to make me not do it right now. Like, I've definitely dealt with that feeling all the time. You know, I've dealt with that, but I'm just like, yo, I just got no option, man. Like, my plan B of just like not doing what I'm doing right now and seeing all these things through is not good. Yeah. Not good. Terrifying.
What do you think if you had to? If there was one thing, when you talk about instant gratification, like if there was one thing that like you could wake up tomorrow and like get that instant gratification and not have to wait for it, what would it be?
I would say a thriving business in one of the sectors that I'm interested in. Just one of them, you know, because that
doesn't matter which one.
Doesn't matter which one, because whatever one cracks off is going to just help me it's going to free me up time, give me more opportunity and capital to go into those other ones, you know, like mostly free up time. Like, cause I wouldn't have to be somewhere. I like with the 9 to 5, I have to be somewhere, you know. Now with that money, with that thriving business, technically don't have to be somewhere, but I got to be organized, and there's going to be things going on and meetings and stuff like that. And there's going to be other things, but just freedom with time where I'm the boss of my time. That's what I want. I truly can't wait for that.
Yeah.
That's going to be key. And even though you're not, you know, you're really not boss of your time until, you know, you got a business, in my opinion, that's kind of on autopilot.
Yeah, it's got to be a machine.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be a machine. Like, you know, I'm thinking of these like drop shipping stores even more, where it's like, I got the music, I got the catalog, I got homies and stuff that will model it. I like fashion, you know, I got the marketing background. Like, that's something that, like, you know, you're going to put time into it, but it also can run for that spring season that you're selling clothes, you know, and you just drop some deals. It's just a lot less work than me going out and landscaping for 9 to 5 and having to be somewhere and being physical and working for a little bit of money and exchanging a lot of time for that. That's just killer to me, man, you know, especially with a family and stuff, man. I'm not trying to do that.
It's funny as you're saying that. I'm just thinking of, you know, the instant gratification and consistency. I'm just thinking, dude, like, we just got to keep filming this shit. Like,
Yeah.
we just got to keep, it's all building, brand building, and just like the, you know, just the endless, like, you know, this is episode 30, and it's like, even after a year of doing it, when a year is up and we hit 52 episodes, it's like, we're still just going to be like, yo, we shot 52 episodes. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like,
but like with goals on it, you know, I want 100,000 subscribers. You know, say I want next year, I want 10,000 subscribers. That would be realistic. But in this year, it's not kind of over yet. Say we do 2,000 subscribers. And our views are, you know, 14,000 views. And it's like, yo, for one, right now, the views need to get up. So this is the part of growing and instant gratification. You get the instant gratification. You're like, I'm going to start a podcast, and you and your boy talk about it, and you get hyped up, and you're like, yeah, and you feel good, but you didn't do it yet. Then you film that one episode. Boom, you feel like, yeah, like, oh, 70 views. You know, that was our most viewed video. And we're like, yeah, we got 70 views, number 2. And then all of a sudden, number 2 ain't doing so hot. And you're like, okay. Then number 23, still not doing so hot. You guys are missing a lot of gems. And when you go back and watch this video, because it's got 100,000 views, you'll be like, man, them dudes were on it back then. I'm telling you. But that's the whole point of it. It's not so instant in the sense of like you snap yourself out of it, where it's like, it's just not about that. Ultimately, the goal was we wanted to start a podcast with people who are doing dreams and day jobs, and we want to be there to be support, talk it through, reach out in the comments, talk with us, build a community around this. Well, we've been filming episodes. And we really didn't set goals right away when we started this. We knew we just wanted to film all the time.
yeah.
And we wanted to build a brand doing that and post shorts and post content. We've done that. But there's other areas that a year goes by, we can't do it the exact same way.
Yeah, we got to evolve.
You're going to get the same results. And, you know, if you're satisfied with that, then by all means, keep doing it your way. But like, you know, Jeff and I are not going to be satisfied. Like, we want to take this thing like to the moon. You know, I see this as a big podcast. This could be millions of views podcast. I truly believe that. I see other people. It's just literally finding your niche, finding your way, throwing stuff to the wall. And when it sticks, copy, implement it, make it better, and keep going. You know, if you stop, that's how you lose. We say that all the time. With these things that you guys are pursuing, you just can't stop. You just really can't quit on yourself. So that's ultimately what it is. You just can't quit. You can't quit. You may get down. You may feel a little off on certain days, but those are the days you still just do it. You repeat and you do the action, and the action will make you feel better. It's always like when you get out the gym, you don't feel like going to the gym that morning, but you never come out the gym like, man, I'm so glad I didn't do that. Even if you don't feel great, you're still happy you did something.
Especially getting on the Stairmaster, dude. You're like, oh, I got to do this.
That's like
shit.
a cold shower right in the morning sometimes, you know? Like, I like them, but like, it's kind of the last thing. I've been running, so I completely get it. It's like, and I start with my workout like that. So I started, bro, 5 minutes, and it was killer. Like, I ran at 6.2, which is like it's a jog back to the huddle, kind of, in my opinion. It's like jogging back to the huddle, kind of pepping your step, but nothing so urgent. And you can't go any faster because it only
jog, but don't be lazy about it.
Yeah,
back
exactly.
Back
it's
to the
enough.
huddle. Yeah,
like, you could
yeah.
almost exert yourself faking it, but it's still 6.2. It's not that fast. So it takes technically 20 minutes to run a mile at 6.2. I don't have the patience to do that. I'm like, I got to start this workout. I'm looking at the clock. I'm watching something. I'm just like, I can't do it. But at 5 minutes when I first started, which was like a couple months ago, I was like, 5 minutes was killer. But that just truly, you know, after a while, it starts off hard and it just gets easier.
Yeah.
No matter how you feel, you just keep doing it. You're going to be better off. After a while, it starts off hard and it just gets easier.
Yeah.
No matter how you feel, you just keep doing it. You're going to be better off, bro.
But I think the instant gratification thing too, like, you know, I think we want things so quick because that's the thing. I mean, think about how easy it is to like get those like hits of the dopamine, like those, you know what I mean? Like think about how easy, you know, you want food, like we could just order something here, whatever we want, and it'll show up, you know? You could, people, you know, people just like, they're not intimate. They just look up porn on their
Watch
phone
the
real
screen.
quick, watch the screen.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you want, like, to drive somewhere, call Uber, it's here. Like, you know what I mean? So we get everything so quick.
Yeah, bro.
And all this, like, we're so used to like all this like stimulus, like, so we just want now. We want things now. Like we want it, you know?
And it creeps on you secret, like a thief in the night.
Yeah.
You don't realize it, that you've just been programmed to seek instant gratification from everything in your life. So now when it comes to something that you want to start a business and you want to really change your life, you think that's going to be instant.
Yeah.
Like you really think, I know, like I'm saying this because I know, I'm like, I'm in my head, I'm like, Trav, you really think all the stuff you want, you think that you're going to wake up tomorrow or tonight magically get this done. Great pipe dream. And I applaud you for pipe dreaming that high, because you're going to need that type of confidence in yourself to keep pursuing and doing it on those days that you don't want to do it. But don't think for a second that there's going to be any type of big gains instantly.
Yeah.
Big gains come from small steps. You know?
True.
It's so true. It's so true. But I like that. I don't know why we didn't even touch on that. That's so true. We really have been conditioned to take things.
Even our attention span. I remember I was listening to like a Ty Lopez thing not too long ago, and he said that humans' attention span is like less than a goldfish.
Yeah, 1.5 seconds, I believe it is. That's why.
No, I think it's a little more than that, but it's like a couple seconds.
Yeah, well, think about it. You need 3 seconds.
Maybe it is something crazy.
I'm telling you, I think it's 1.5 seconds. You have 3 seconds max to hook somebody in a short. Most people. That's why the format is like that, and that's why shorts are so popular, because no one has time. Like, it's rare that a lot of people watch YouTube, but like not as many as you would think. Yeah. Like, people still hooked on TV and TV shows and the news. Like us, how we like binge YouTube, bro. I'm YouTube all day long. When I can, I'm educating. I'm not entertainment on YouTube. Like, that is maybe 2% of my YouTube usage. 2%. And if I do watch some entertainment, it's like Fail Army, like people failing and falling.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Dude.
Just doing stuff.
Yeah.
Your stuff kills me. Oh my gosh, dude. That's like so random, because like it's just random. Like, but other than that, it's straight education, man. Y'all watch this funny video. This dude, man. This dude. You think the audio is not the same audio? And it's a guy, he's got long curly hair, and he's outside with these little shorts on, no socks, a little t-shirt. And this little deer is like charging him and like kicking him. Bro, it's a deer. I swear, it's the funniest thing. The deer is going at him, and you hear the wife's filming him, and she goes, what happened? And he's fighting the deer, man. It starts off, he's like, come on, man, get away from me. And he's kicking it, bro. He like hit it with like a side kick, man, like to the chest. Like the thing jumped up, and he's got his hand on his neck, and he's pushing it away, and he's kicking it, he's fighting. He goes, I don't know, man. He goes, I just came out here. I've been doing this for like 5 minutes, man. I'm like, am I dreaming? Dude, I ain't kidding you. After this, I'm showing you, I was rolling when I saw that. Oh my gosh.
We was rolling.
Oh man, I was rolling. But that's 90% time it's YouTube, So I think that's, part of it. And you hear all this stuff that it's not going to be instant gratification. It never is. So don't get caught up in, don't fall for the trap. Like, maybe seek those, like, enjoy your instant gratification while you can. Your little, TikTok stuff, swiping, your instant food, like that stuff is, it's instant gratification, but really, is it? Like, it may fool, it's actually a trick. Yeah. You're getting instant gratification, but they're taking your attention span. I'd say that's a bad investment.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely bad. Not to train yourself that, to be subject to to be trained like that, and then try to apply that in your own life. That's going to make it really difficult for you to go and start something new. That's going to require you to do something for over a year, maybe 5 years to be really good at it. And you're thinking like, that's a lot of time. We're just like 10, 15 years ago, we weren't even talking about this instant stuff. You were going to college, you were getting a career, you were getting into a trade, you were starting a business, and you were in it for the long haul until it either failed, you went bankrupt, or you fell out of love with it and you changed up and did something else. People are going back to school. You never hear people talking about, I'm going back to school. Not too often, you know, like I know people like college is still a thing, and like, of course, but it's just changed so much. It's changed so much, man. Like I saw this on the internet, you know, like just because you think it's going to be quick and easy, and we're all guilty of it. It's just a bad mindset to have, you know. It's a bad mindset to have, because even just time to think about what you want to do and how do you want to plan it, like just to plan out your day, your goals, your long-term stuff that's going to make you get to that point that you're shooting for, takes time. That's not going to be an instinct. Oh, I'm going to plan my life. We'll buckle up. Like it ain't going to be something you're going to do in 20 minutes.
Yeah, one of the hardest things that you could, one of the hardest things, if not the hardest thing, I don't know. There's probably a lot of hard things but I'm saying off the top of my head, one of the hardest things is figuring out what you want and what, you know.
Yeah.
At 36, I still can't even tell you what. Like if somebody said like, "Oh, what do you really want?" I'm like, I got to think about it. I can't just, I mean, I can't just be like, "Oh, I want this, this, and that." Yeah, that's me personally. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think you have a great direction.
I have like an idea of like, but I cannot answer. If somebody said to me, "What do you really want?" I can't just answer it like I could tell you what I'm eating for breakfast tomorrow.
I get what
I can tell you what I mean. You know what I mean? I could tell you about like real quick. Oh yeah, I'm eating this.
Yeah.
But if somebody said, "What do you want out of life?" I'd have to like think about it. You know, I don't have it like it's that, you know?
Yeah.
So I think even just figuring out that is like by itself is like hard.
Definitely.
Initially.
And it's not going to be something you're doing quick.
Sometimes you have to like try some different shit to figure that out, you know?
Yep. We just talked about that on one of our other episodes about curiosity sparking that. And that's so true. Yeah. Instant gratification.
Instant gratification, dude.
I know it's a topic that it's kind of a little more difficult to talk about because it's something that we're ingrained with and it's not going away. Like if anything, they're going to push it harder, you know, and try to keep our attention span as low as they possibly can because it's easier to sell to people like that, you know, and it's easier to knock you out of the competition and knock you out of anything that's going to be long term. Because you're just not going to be willing to weather the storm. You know?
Well said.
Instant gratification.
Gratification. What do you think?
I got to show you this video of this deer, man. That's all I'm thinking.
Hit me with a sidekick.
Kick this deer, bro. I swear, I'm cracking up. I'm like, I can't believe this is real. Like, I can't believe this lady woke up and saw her husband doing this.
Some wild videos out there.
Wild videos out there, man. Yeah. Well, that's episode 30, guys.
Episode 30, Dreams and Day Jobs. On Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. It's a slow and steady climb, but we climbing.
We climbing. We're constantly making content. So guys, tap in.
Episode 30, man.
Man.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff, bro.
Definitely.